"They are cursed, Layla," her mother cried. "Do you want to bring their misfortune upon us?" Hi guys, today we have another interesting tale in the house, so please do what you like, comment and subscribe to our channel. The Curse of the Two Tribes. In the heart of a sprawling African valley, surrounded by lush savannas and dense forest, two ancient tribes lived side by side in tension: the Omari and the Zuberi. Their lands were separated by a winding river, its crystal clear waters a silent witness to centuries of conflict and mistrust. Both tribes depended on the river for life, but they viewed each other as enemies, bound by a shared history that neither wanted to confront. The Omari, with their fertile fields and disciplined ways, thrived on agriculture. They were proud of their traditions, which emphasized unity, respect for elders, and obedience to tribal laws. To the Omari, order was sacred. On the other hand, the Zuberi were hunters, craftsmen, and storytellers who lived on the edge of the forest. Their lifestyle was free-spirited and deeply spiritual, rooted in rituals that honored the spirit of the land. The vision between the two tribes ran more deeper than their cultural differences. Legend spoke of a betrayal long ago, when an Omari chief and a Zuberi elder quarreled over sacred land. The Zuberi were accused of summoning dark spirits to curse the Omari, leading to generations of famine, disease, and death. Whether the curse was real or a product of superstition, the Omari forbade their people from mingling with the Zuberi. Around the fire at night, Omari elders told the chilling tale of the curse. Many moons ago, the elders would begin, their voices grave. The Omari and Zuberi were one people, but greed and anger tore us apart. The Zuberi, jealous of our prosperity, turned to forbidden rituals. They angered their ancestors, who placed a curse upon their bloodline. Anyone who joins their tribe invites ruin upon themselves and their king. Crops will wither, livestock will die, and their love will end in sorrow. This story was more than just a warning. It was a rule carved into the very fabric of Omari society. No Omari was to associate with a Zuberi, let alone marry one. To break this law was to risk not only one's life, but the survival of the entire tribe. It was against the backdrop of fear and division that Leila, the youngest daughter of Chief Omari, grew up. Leila was not like Omari girls, where her peers were content to follow traditions. Leila's heart burned with curiosity. She loved wandering the fields and forests, exploring the world beyond the boundaries of her village. She questioned the stories told by the elders, wondering if they were meant to protect the people or simply control them. Her father, Chief Omari, was one of the great stature and unwavering belief in the old ways. He often scolded Leila for her rebellious spirit. "Leila," he would say, "you are the daughter of a chief. Your duty is to uphold our traditions, not to question them." Leila would nod dutifully, but her heart remained restless. She couldn't understand why the Zuberi were treated as monsters. From afar, she had seen their vibrant dances, heard their haunting, beautiful songs, and wondered if they were truly as cursed as her people claimed. One golden afternoon, as Leila gathered herbs near the river, she heard a soft rustling in the bushes. Startled, she turned and saw a young man emerge from the forest. He was tall and lean, with dark eyes that seemed to hold both warmth and sadness. His clothing and the intricate carvings on his belt identified him as Zuberi. For a moment, neither spoke. Fear and curiosity clashed in Leila's heart. The young man, sensing her hesitation, raised his hands in a gesture of peace. "I mean no harm," he said, his voice steady. "I was fishing and didn't realize I had wandered so close to your lands." Layla's heartbeat slowed. "You are Zuberi," she said, more a statement than a question. "And you are Omari?" he replied, a faint smile tugging at his lips. "Shouldn't you be running back to warn your people about the terrible curse?" Layla frowned, surprised by his humor. "I don't believe in curses," she said boldly. The young man raised an eyebrow. "Then maybe you are braver than I thought." His name was Malik, and that brief encounter by the river marked the beginning of something neither could have anticipated. Layla and Malik began meeting secretly by the river. At first, their conversations were cautious, each testing the boundaries of the other's trust. Malik spoke of the Zuberi's rituals, their connection to the spirit of the land, and their belief in living harmoniously with nature. "We honor the ancestors, just as you do," he explained one evening. "But we also embrace change. Life is not meant to be stagnant." Layla found herself drawn to his perspective. She shared her own dreams of exploring the world beyond the valley, of finding a way to unite their tribes. "Why must we hate each other?" she asked. "We drink from the same river, breathe the same air. Why can't we live as one?" Malik's expression darkened. "Because fear is a powerful thing. Your people fear us, and mine have grown bitter from that fear. Despite the odds, their bond deepened. What began as friendship soon blossomed into a love that felt as natural and inevitable as the river flowing between their lands." Their secret meeting couldn't remain hidden forever. One evening, as Layla returned from the river, her elder brother, Kofi, confronted her. "Where have you been?" he demanded, his tone sharp. "I was gathering herbs," Layla replied, avoiding his gaze, but Kofi wasn't fooled. He had noticed her frequent disappearances and decided to follow her the next day. What he saw enraged him. His sister laughing and talking with a Zuberi man as if they were equals. Kofi wasted no time reporting this to their father. That night, Layla was summoned to the chief's hut. The fire crackled angrily in the center of the room, casting shadows on her parents' stern faces. "You have brought shame to this family," Chief Omari said, his voice trembling with fury. "Do you realize what you have done? Associating with a Zuberi is forbidden. It is against everything we stand for." Layla stood her ground. "Malik is not like the stories. He is kind, and he wants peace. Why can't you see beyond these old faiths?" Her father's voice rose. "Because their curse is real, Layla. Every Omari who has defiled this law has suffered. You will not bring that misfortune upon us." Her mother, though quieter, was equally firm. "Layla, listen to your father. End this now, or you will face the consequences." But Layla refused. "I love him," she said defiantly, "and I will not give up." Her father's face darkened. "Then you are no longer my daughter. If you leave this house, do not return." Layla left home that night and ran to Malik. Together, they decided to marry, defying the laws of both their tribes. Their wedding was a small private held beneath a tree near the river. There were no witnesses, no blessings from their families, only their love and determination to build a life together. For a time, they were happy. They built a small home on a neutral land, far from the influence of their tribes. They dreamed of a future where their love could prove the old stories wrong. But happiness was fleeting. Strange things began to happen. The crops they planted failed to grow. No matter how fertile the soil seemed, the goats they kept grew sick and died. Malik, once strong and healthy, began to fall ill. Leela tried to remain optimistic, but a growing sense of the dread crept into her heart. At night, she heard whispers in the wind, voices that seemed to mock her, reminding her of the warnings she had ignored. One day, as Malik's condition worsened, Leela decided to seek help from Zuberi elder. The elder listened to Leela's story with a grave expression. "The curse is not a myth," he said. "It was cast long ago when the ancestors of our tribes betrayed one another. Their anger lingers, punishing anyone who dared to unite our bloodlines." "Can it be broken?" Leela asked desperate. The elder shook his head. "Not easily. The spirits demand sacrifice, and even then, they may not be appeased. Your love was brave, but it has awakened forces beyond your understanding." One fateful night, a violent storm descended upon their home. The winds howled, and lightning lit up the sky. As Malik struggled to secure their belongings, he collapsed, clutching his chest. "Leela," he gasped, his voice barely a whisper. "No, don't leave me," she cried, holding him as the rain poured down. But it was too late. Malik's life slipped away, leaving Leela alone in the storm. Devastated, Leela returned to her village hoping for forgiveness, but her family and the Omari elders turned her away. "You defiled the laws of our people," her father said coldly, "and now you bring the curse back with you. Leave, Leela. You are no longer one of us." Her mother wept, but did not speak. Leela was left to wander the valley, shunned by both tribes. Leela spent the rest of her days living near the river, where she and Malik had first met. She became a shadow of her former self, tending to the tree where he was buried and whispering his name into the wind. Her story became a cautionary tale among the Omari and the Zuberi, a reminder of the danger of defying tradition and enduring power of the ancestors' wrath. But some say that on quiet night, if you stand by the river, you can hear her voice calling out to Malik, her love undimmed by the tragedy that befell them. This story reminds us of the importance of understanding the root of our tradition and the risk of breaking them without fully grasping their significance. At the same time, it's a testament to enduring strength of love. What do you guys think about this story? Should Leela and Malik have obeyed their families, or was their love worth the price they paid? Let me know in the comment section. And please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves storytelling. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video where we dive into another captivating tale. Bye.